In this video, I want to take a look at composite figures and looking at things like perimeter and area. Perimeter is the hot one that comes up on the TSI, but perimeter would be fair game, just less steps. So usually area isn't there, perimeter is more steps. So I look at this, I've got a ton of things, and what I don't know is any of the side lengths, but I can make some observations. This one's not even addressed at all, so I'm gonna have to do that one later. And then I gotta figure out, like, where can I start? I need to find the value of x, and in your mind, you're clicking into algebra mode. That means I need to solve something. So what can I solve here? You would understand that this length right here is the same as these two pieces put together, right? If I took scissors and I cut this thing apart and then I lined these up, they would be the same measurement as this right here, even though they're disjointed. But that's what composite figures do. So when I look at that, how do I capture that idea of being the same in algebra? Well, that means they're equal. So I can set these equations equal to each other. So I'm gonna go 2x plus 16 equals, this green line equals a negative x plus 5 plus a 4x plus 13. And now I'm in solve mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to solve this thing. Let's combine. Looks like 3x plus 18, 2x plus 16. Let's subtract. In fact, I'll keep my x positive, so how about minus 2x? And then how about minus an 18? And negative 2 is the value of x. So how does that help? Well, now I can go back into every single one of these pieces, look at the opportunity for error if you make one mistake evaluating this thing, and plug this negative 2 in. So I have a 2 times negative 2 plus 16. It's going to be negative 4 plus 16. That's 12. So this side length is 12. Up here, I have a negative 3 times a negative 2 plus 1. That's going to be a 6. So that side length is 7. Down here, I have a negative 2 plus 15. So that's a 13. Over here, I have a 4 times negative 2 plus 13. That's negative 8 plus 13. That's 5. Over here, I have a negative 2. How tricky is that one? Please be careful. 2 plus 5, and that's going to be 7. And this also makes sense because 12 is equal to 7 plus the 5 that I have for these two sides. Now, I still don't have this one. I can guarantee you, if you go ahead and add these up right now, that answer is going to be there on TSI. But it's missing one. You got to figure this one out. And again, we have a 13 using that same strategy. 13, I have a 7 here, so then therefore this must be 6. And you can again prove that. That's 13 equals 7 plus x. Minus 7 on both sides, just basic algebra to get you there. So what's the perimeter? So you essentially have 12 plus 7 plus 7 plus 5 plus 13. That right there is 20. 32 plus another 12, looks like 34, just rough around the edges there, 25, no, 40, 44? Oh dear, help me. All right, so 20, that's 20 for sure, 32, 44, there we go, there's your perimeter. Now if I had to find area, again, still a valuable skill, you gotta be careful. You might have to break this, and I'm gonna get rid of some of this extra algebra that I have there. You might have to break this figure into two pieces to do it, right? So I might chop it that way. And then I have, right? And then I have a 13 in that bottom there. And we said that this was times 2, this was 5. So we can multiply that. This area inside of this is 65. But I still need to find that area. And so I got to be careful there. That's a 7 by 7, so that's 49. And then I need to take the sum of those. So that's 114 would be the area, right? You could also, again, options. And on TSI, you have to consider options. You don't know which one they're going to pick for their answer choice. Maybe they didn't do that one. Maybe they did this one. Boom. Well, we said that this was 5. And then we found this to be 6. So that's going to be 30. And then what would this be? This was, we said negative 2, so 4. So do we say that that was 12? And then if that's 12, then this is 7, and that doesn't matter. And then this one was 7, that does matter. And so what's that going to be? That's going to be 84. And then we got 84 plus 30 is also 114. One last thing you could do, and again, you want to have this in your back pocket. What if, and then stay with me on this, what if they found the whole entire rectangle and then subtracted, ignore this, subtracted this area. That's possible. That's possible. You have to be prepared for that. What would that look like? We said that this side, I think that's a 13. No, this was the 12. This was the 13. Right? And so when we take a look at that, that's 144, 156. So that would be 156. But again, that's all of this. So I need to take out this little nugget right here. And we said that that was 7. And what did we call that? We called that 6. So I need to take 42 out of that. And if I subtract 42, I get 114. How crazy wild is that? So it doesn't matter which way you do it, although TSI could have the work present, A, B, C, D, which the following could be used to find the area of this composite figure.